Hey guys, welcome back to Chariot Palmistry. My name is Sulabh Jain, and in this video we're going to have a look at the hands of Elon Musk. This is actually the second video that I'm doing on him. I did one about 3 or 4 years ago in which I made a bunch of predictions on what the future of his companies would be like. We're going to review those predictions in this video, and then I'll make a series of predictions on what the future will be over the next few years. But first, let me throw up a screenshot of what the last series of predictions were. So this first video was released in August of 2020 to my private members at that point. Then I released it to the public in January of 2021. And as I go through these predictions, it might be a good idea if I throw up the stock price of Tesla as we go through this. So my first prediction was that there'd be business growth happening after September of 2020. That kind of seems to have happened. I also predicted that he'd have a new venture between September of 2022 to March of 2021. And at the time, I was predicting that this was something that would go gangbusters. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but he ended up buying Twitter about 1 year later. So my timing is off on this prediction in that I'm off by about 12 months, but the prediction is generally kind of right here as well. Because no one spends $44 billion on buying Twitter without at least spending a year or so doing the due diligence before then. I'm going to give myself half a tick on this one because the prediction was right, but the timing was off. Anyway, next prediction was that Tesla would have 18 prosperous months, which kind of seemed to have happened, followed by a fall in the price happening in approximately March of 2020. You can see there was a terrible downfall from that point. In fact, over 2022, Elon Musk lost $100 billion in his net worth. And then my last prediction in that video was that this would be followed by another rise in the price from December 2022 onwards. And if you have a look at when the bottom hit, it was actually the 28th of December there. So we almost hit the nail on the head on that one too. So one thing I like to do in these videos, I always like to point out where I got things wrong, but also point out where I got things right as well. So for this series of predictions, I reckon 4.5 out of 5 is what I'd be rating myself at. That's pretty good. So now let's have a talk about the next series of predictions for Elon Musk. Now, one thing I do want to say, guys, remember on this channel, I never give financial advice, and don't take what I'm saying as financial advice. So you guys do your own due diligence. Don't go buying shares in a company or shorting it just because I say so. Having said that, these are my predictions for what I think is going to be happening with Elon Musk and Tesla and the value of his companies. My first prediction is that there's going to be a price fall happening from late July in early August of 2023. And in early November of 2023, we're going to notice Elon Musk becoming very, very erratic. Now, erratic is a byword for his personality because he's basically an online troll for a lot of people, and he pretty much through erratic behavior ended up buying Twitter as well. But we're going to see this crazy go up to a whole other level. And the indications on his hands right now are very similar to the indications that were on the hands of Kanye West. About a year or two ago, I think it was, I made a video on his hands. Actually, no, it was 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway, whenever it was, I made a video on his hands saying he's about to lose his wife, or, this potentially could self-destruct and destroy his life, which he kind of has done now. Moving that sort of discussion on to Elon Musk, he's got a similar combination of lines on his hands. At the end of this year, we're going to notice him starting to get very, very erratic, and there could even be a relationship breakup or separation taking place for him at that point in time. However, in November of 2023, we're also going to see a price rise happening for his companies. And then about 6 months later, in April of 2024, I predict that there will be a new business venture or a huge price run-up for Tesla. And all of this is good so far, but in April of 2025, his personal downfall will begin. And I want to end this video on that ominous prediction because he's got 1 or 2 really good years left to go in his life, and then he's got some really, really difficult years. If you think he's erratic now, just wait until the end of this year. And this is perhaps one karmic lesson that we could all learn. Wealthy people are humans just like us. They're subject to the laws of karma. When they create wealth for other people, they're rewarded by great wealth for themselves. When they cause suffering to other people, then they go through suffering themselves. And it's going to hit Elon in about 2025, I believe. But we have a lot of years to go between now and then. So let's just wait and see what happens to his life. Alright guys, that's where I'm going to end this video. If you want to watch the old Elon Musk video, I've got a link to it over here. Thank you very much.